Welcome to the new video. Old crypto coins, the 1952 Australian penny, holds a remarkable place in the world of numismatics, not merely because of its age, but due to its scarcity, minting variations, and historical background. In this video, we dive deep into the story of the 1952 penny, exploring its design, production, varieties, values, and most importantly, the highest price ever paid for one. This journey through history and coinage will not only fascinate collectors, but also shed light on a fascinating chapter in Australia's monetary legacy. To understand the value of the 1952 penny, one must first appreciate its origin. Australia, being a part of the British Commonwealth, featured the reigning monarch on its currency. In 1952, this was King George VI. The obverse of the penny proudly displays a left-facing portrait of the king, wearing a crown with the inscription George of Six-Day Gratia, Rex Fidei Defensor, encircling the profile. This Latin inscription translates to George VI, by the grace of God, King and Defender of the Faith. This was the final year his image appeared on Australian coins, as King George VI passed away in February 1952. On the reverse side, the coin features the famous leaping kangaroo, a symbol that has become synonymous with Australia's identity. Below the kangaroo is the word penny and the date 1952, with Australia arching above. The reverse design, created by George Kruger Gray, is simple yet iconic, and it helped establish the kangaroo as a powerful national symbol in Australian coinage. What makes the 1952 Australian penny particularly intriguing is its rarity in certain variations. While pennies from this year were minted in considerable numbers at both the Perth and Melbourne mints, only specific mint marks and conditions elevate the coin's value dramatically. Most 1952 pennies are not especially rare, but extremely well-preserved examples, those graded at the highest levels by professional grading services, can fetch astounding prices. Another crucial aspect is the presence of mint marks. The Perth mint used a dot located after the word penny or near the rim under the kangaroo's tail to signify its origin. Coins without a dot were typically struck in Melbourne. These distinctions might seem minor, but to a dedicated collector, they represent essential variations in the coin's lineage. The condition of the coin plays a pivotal role in determining its value. Coins are graded based on their wear and preservation, with grades like fine F, very fine VF, extremely fine EF, about uncirculated EU, and mint state MS, with MS 65 and above considered nearly perfect. A 1952 penny in average circulated condition may be worth just a few dollars, but one in mint state can be worth hundreds or even thousands. Now let's talk about some extraordinary auction results. The most expensive 1952 Australian penny ever sold reached prices beyond the expectations of even seasoned collectors. One particular coin, graded PGSMS 66 red, fetched more than 15,000 Australian dollars at a major Australian auction. This coin was notable not just for its immaculate preservation, but also for its bright original red color, a trait retained from the copper used in minting and seldom seen in coins of this age. The color of copper coins matters significantly in valuation. Over time, copper oxidizes, turning brown or dark. However, coins that have been carefully preserved in ideal conditions retain a reddish luster known as red in numismatic grading. A full red 1952 penny in superb condition is extremely rare and adds a significant premium to the value. Another factor that draws interest is die variations. Small differences in how the coin dies were manufactured or wore down during production can result in subtle changes on the coins themselves, slight misalignments, differences in lettering, or doubling effects. These errors and varieties are of great interest to collectors and can make a 1952 penny uniquely valuable. The socio-political context of 1952 also adds depth to the story. As mentioned earlier, 1952 was the end of King George VI's reign. Upon his death, Queen Elizabeth II ascended the throne, and coin designs were eventually changed to reflect the new monarch. Thus, the 1952 penny serves as a historical bridge between two significant eras in British and Commonwealth history. For collectors and enthusiasts, owning a 1952 penny is about more than just the metal or the design. It's about owning a piece of Australia's post-war history. It evokes a time when the nation was finding its feet in a modern world, moving from imperial ties toward an independent identity. Currency during this period reflects a deep transition, both politically and culturally. The thrill of coin collecting often lies in the hunt. A seemingly ordinary 1952 penny found in an old drawer, a dusty attic, or inherited from a relative might just be a rare variant worth a fortune. The key is knowing what to look for: mint marks, preservation, color, and possible die errors. Professional grading is crucial if you believe you own a valuable 1952 penny. Reputable organizations like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, provide detailed evaluations, authentication, and encapsulation of rare coins, which not only protects the coin, but significantly enhances its market value. Let's explore a few notable sales and collections. In recent years, top-grade 1952 pennies have appeared in high-profile collections and auctions across Australia. Numismatic firms specializing in Australian coins, such as Downey's or Noble Numismatics, often feature exceptional examples of the 1952 penny, with provenance and certification that boost confidence among buyers. One such coin, sold in 2021, had impeccable luster, was struck sharply, and exhibited no visible handling marks under magnification. It fetched a final bid of 13,750 Australian dollars, proving just how high demand can drive prices when all the right factors align. In addition to auctions, the 1952 penny has found a strong market on online platforms. Verified sellers on eBay or heritage auction sites regularly list high-grade examples, often with starting bids in the thousands. The global reach of these platforms has expanded the coin's collector base beyond Australia, with interest coming from the UK, US, and even parts of Asia. Another fascinating aspect is the collector community's dedication to building full-date sets of Australian pennies. For these collectors, every year must be represented, and a top-quality 1952 example is essential to complete the series. This demand increases competition for premium-grade specimens. Collectors also treasure coins with historical provenance. A 1952 penny once owned by a notable figure or part of a famous collection may command higher prices simply due to its background story. Provenance in numismatics adds a narrative layer that many buyers are willing to pay extra for. While the highest known sale prices hover between $13,000 and $15,000 Australian dollars, it's not inconceivable that a newly discovered 1952 penny in a pristine state, perhaps with an undocumented mint error or superior color, could surpass these figures in the future. As the market continues to evolve, coins from the mid-20th century are gaining appreciation not just for their rarity, but also for their historical context. The Australian penny ceased production in 1964, and with decimalization in 1966, it officially became obsolete. But collectors and historians continue to preserve and celebrate these coins as symbols of a bygone era. Each penny,